So last week I talked a lot about executive function kind of getting in the way of me shooting video, and this week I was kind of trying to get over that hump, and so I made myself a goal for this week. I wanted to try and shoot every day, even if it was just like 10 seconds, just get out and shoot something. I didn't do every day. I missed a couple, but I do think that shooting 5 is still considered a win. And that kind of started on Monday. Just had that momentum, and it kind of mostly carried through the week. But I was pretty happy and pretty pleased with myself. So last week on Monday, I played indoor ultimate twice. I played right at like 4:30, and then came home, kind of grabbed a quick bite, and then went back for a 10 o'clock game, and then came back and I was exhausted, and my Tuesday was terrible. So I tried to change things a little bit this week. I ended up not going to Indorables, which is like the smaller group of people, and I ended up only going to my draft game, which was like part of my leagues. And instead of going to Indorables, I kind of cleaned up a little bit. I cooked. I made myself like a little pasta dish, and it was a lot better. It was a lot less stressful, and I actually felt good by the end of the night instead of feeling completely drained, both physically and mentally. I'm thinking about doing both this week, so we'll see kind of how that goes. But I thought that was like a nice way to kind of change things up for the beginning of the week, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the week. By now, you all know that Tuesday is Teo night. We had kind of a nice relaxing night. We had some soup for dinner. I made some like butternut squash soup. That was super tasty, and focaccia. So we had that for dinner, and then we started working on this giant set, Castle Nocturnia, and it's really fun, kind of like building with him. Or I guess I'm not really building, I'm more of his assistant. He asks me to like put the pieces aside that are being asked for on the page, and I grab the little pieces and I put them on the side. And he mostly does all the work, and the only thing I kind of do is that. And then what he has aptly called, I'll try and see if I can get his voice right, sticker time. If you can't get it, it's when you have to put the little stickers that they give you on the flat pieces of Lego. He can do it, and he's done it before, but he likes it when I do it, and I kind of feel like it's just like another little thing that I'm contributing, and we're both kind of having fun. I enjoy doing that with him, and it's just kind of nice having that connection with him. Because I used to do a ton of Legos when I was his age, and it's just nice seeing him do that, and sharing that with him. Wednesday was a little bit of a kind of a down tick for the week. Middle of the week, energy's low, and usually that means that I am like not really planning on doing anything. I still wanted to shoot something, so I did. It wasn't anything crazy. It just shot like a little bit of B-roll for this video. But even though I was like not feeling too, energetic, I still kind of pushed through it, and I still shot something. So Thursday was, pretty nice. Had like a decent work day, nothing too crazy. And then I have a friend of mine who doesn't live too far away, like halfway between here and Buffalo. And she was in town, and wanted to grab some food. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's do that. So we went and got some Thai food and kind of just sat and talked and caught up. We had grabbed dinner a couple months ago and kind of did the same thing, just checked in on each other, see how things are going. You know, winter in Western New York can be a little rough on like your mental state. So it was nice to kind of talk through some of that stuff with somebody, you know, in person. After dinner, I went and met up with some teammates before a game. We had another league game. I brought my camera with me, this little guy, with the intention of maybe shooting some stuff at the bar or maybe some gameplay stuff. I brought it with me, didn't bring it to the bar. I brought it to the field. I put it on the sideline and then pretty much immediately forgot about it. I just ended up locked into like game mode and didn't really get into film mode. Somebody saw it on the sideline and knew that it was mine, so they gave it to me. So like I almost just left without even bringing it with me or bringing it back with me. I feel like, you know, everybody's had something like this happen. Like you leave something behind, you just chalk it up to forgetfulness. I was interested in seeing a little bit more about this, so I've been doing a lot of research about ADHD and just like my brain and trying to learn more about this because I haven't, and you know, I should. And I learned about this concept called object constancy. I posted about it on social media yesterday, but the gist is basically like a normal brain, normal functioning brain will give like drips of dopamine to remind people to do something, or remind them where things are, or remind them even that people are there. And this generally happens without having to have that person or thing directly in front of them. With ADHD, it's a little different. When those things aren't in contact, when they're not like right in front of you, or not right there that you can see or look at on your phone or whatever, you just kind of forget about it. So it's not really forgetfulness, it's more just like your brain just not doing these things that a normal brain would do. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I actually had a board meeting for the Ultimate board that I'm part of, and so did that like in the afternoon, early afternoon, and then kind of came home, did a few things around the house, prepped some stuff actually for this video, and then went out to a bar with some friends. There's like a bunch of people who have birthdays in February. One of my buddies' birthday's actually on Valentine's Day, so we kind of all met up and celebrated those February birthdays, and it was a nice way to kind of like end cap the week. Just seeing people, having that interaction. I know generally like Valentine's Day, it's, you know, all about lovey-dovey stuff, and I'm not really focused too much on that right now. I'm kind of just focused more on staying present and being with the people that I care about. So that was, like I said, a nice way to end cap the week. Yeah. So I've been reading up a lot more on my ADHD, learning different techniques and strategies to help me kind of get through some of the issues that I'm facing. And I think for myself, for kind of my immediate future, I've got 3 things that I'm trying to work on. Number 1, leave this little camera that I'm kind of walking with out on the table so it is more visible. And I think that it being out in the open is going to kind of but remind me that, hey, this camera's here, I should probably be shooting. Number 2, I want to try and get some some more pictures around the house of, you know, people that I care about, friends, family, just to also have that kind of reminder of them, so I can reach out a little bit more and be a little bit more proactive about doing that instead of just forgetting. Number 3 is keep looking into different systems for managing some of these things. I know I should probably try and do a little bit more like event management, or like using my calendar to do some of this stuff. So I want to see if there's any other things that I can do to kind of help. So I know this quest for clarity of mine is going to be a long and slow process, but I'm hopeful that, you know, learning about my ADHD and filming more and trying to be more present is going to help me just be a better version of me. And that's kind of all I can do. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I will see you at the next one.